Hi, my name is Katie Nelson, and I am with the Georgia Room with Cobb County Public Library System. And I'm going to present one of our past programs today. It is on the genealogy databases, both available within libraries and from home. So let me just get us started. All right, so we're calling this series the Virtual Georgia Room because due to COVID-19 and basic precautions for the community, we are keeping our programs virtual for the foreseeable future. So we're hoping to have many more series or many more programs like this, excuse me. And we're always taking recommendations from our patrons. We want to really be talking about things that people are interested in learning about, and we also teach ourselves at the same time. So a little bit of library news for our system is we have 7 branches opening up on July 6th. Depending on when you watch this video, they'll be all open and possibly more branches will be open. We are still looking at that as of right now. As you can see, these are the phone numbers, so you can check with your local library if you are in the Cobb County system. The main library in Marietta is currently closed for renovations. Once we have more news about that and the reestablishment of the Georgia Room, we will include that information on our library page. But for right now, you are welcome to come and talk to us. I am currently at North Cobb Regional, and 2 of the Georgia Room staff members are also at West Cobb Regional. And we have one at another branch who may be there when they open as well. So Carolyn and I had the opportunity to tour the current main branch. It looks like they are getting closer and closer to finishing. So I just wanted to show off, this is going to be the new Georgia Room entrance, and we have a great view. So this is going to be the main area. And as you can see, there's going to be a lot more condensed within the middle of the room instead of along the side, like in the old Georgia Room. And we do get quite a large meeting room this time, and they've said that it's larger, and after walking in it, it is quite large. I think we can actually fit at least 10 people in there, so it's pretty spacious. So I'm going to get us started on genealogy databases. So when you're working on your genealogy, you want to find out what is available in your area, and you also want to collect any information you have on yourself, on your parents, or any older relatives you think you might need. And this includes aunts, uncles, grandparents, and their siblings. You want to talk to other relatives and get some ideas of when and where to look. That's how a lot of information has started out with genealogies. Never underestimate the power of oral history. And it is okay not to have everything when you start out. Even if you just have one person, that's still a starting point. You also want to make note of any relevant locations, regions, places of birth, marriage, residence, or death. And you also want to make note of your budget. If you do end up wanting to spend money, like with ancestry accounts, or if you're looking at requesting government documents such as the vital records, birth certificates, things like that, you want to make note of how much those will cost. And it does vary by state and county. So just keep that in mind. A lot of things you can find already scanned and digitized online, but you also want to make note of how much it may cost there as well. So you do need to think about where you want to go and how much you want to travel. Decide what information you want to look for, and you can change it as you go. You can make plans just going for one weekend to this place. Maybe if you're going to visit friends, you can see what local resources are available there if you think you might want to do that if you have time. Um, so decide what information you'd like to find. And you can look at a line of descendants or ancestors. You can go straight back up, a paternal line, a maternal line. You can change it however you like. This is all about you and your family history. For military records, you can look in specific databases. Fold 3 has a lot of information, and it is currently free to use from home with a Cobb County library card. And you can explore different topics if you just want to learn about history in conjunction with your family's past and where they lived during that time. That's also something you can look at with some of these databases. And again, some of these databases are specific in their record types. Fold 3 only has military records, and Find a Grave, which is also free all the time, not just from home. Uh, it really just has cemetery and burial records, so you want to keep that in mind. But if you just want to just browse around, that's fine too. So when you're beginning your research, you want to start with your local public library. So you can check their online catalog, or you can use worldcat.org and see what genealogy books are available if you know which ones you're looking for. You can also contact them and ask about their genealogy resources, both in print and online. Um, I have been in a few different libraries, both big and small, not as employed, just visiting. Um, and it is quite fun to see different libraries, but I've noticed one resource they have available that I have yet to see is not available in a library I visited um, is Ancestry Library Edition. That is a big resource for genealogists, and public libraries love to provide that database. And you can also check and see which libraries are open. There are some beginning to reopen with limited services. I can't guarantee that you will have all data research in libraries right now with everything going on, but a lot of libraries are allowing computer use. And you can also ask the librarians where you can find information on certain topics. If they don't have the answers, they can usually point you in the direction where you can find them. So this is the main Cobb County Library page. This is a bit of an old resource, a bit of an old screenshot. As you can see, this is from 2019, but it is the same layout as of right now. And you can just find us through Research and Resources over there. And then you can just hover over it, and it will give you this list. And we are at the bottom. You just have to click there. So this is the main Georgia Room page through the Cobb County Library System. We do change it as needed, but for the most part, this is how the layout looks. We try and keep important information at the very top. And as you scroll down, you can actually go under Genealogy and History Resources. If you go under Online Databases, you will see all of our current subscriptions and the ones that we use the most often. And Ancestry Library Edition is at the very top of the list. All right, so right now with Ancestry, you are free to use it from home with your library card. We have not been given a end date for this access. Usually you have to be in the library to use it, but as of right now, you can still use it from home. You would just, once you click on Ancestry on the previous page, you'll see this, and you'll just enter your full library card number and your PIN. And this also works for past accounts as well. So yes. So this is what I like to call the big three. These are our Georgia Room databases. We have Ancestry Library, and it allows for broad searching, but it is incompatible with personal accounts. So if you find information using Ancestry Library, you cannot save it to your personal Ancestry account because they are encouraging paid accounts that way, but you can still build your tree based on citations and information as you collect it. And also with Ancestry Library, you have access to their international collections, which you would have to pay a little bit more for through a personal account. So you can access most, if not their entire full collection for free with the library. You just can't save it. But you can send documents home, and I'll get into that a little later. So we also have Fold 3, which is owned and operated by Ancestry. And when you're searching with Ancestry, you will see Fold 3 results come up as well. And it focuses only on military records, but you cannot save these records to an account as well. But you can also print them out, you can cite them, you can look for digitizations and things like that. So these are mainly free for searching and viewing, but not for saving and keeping in a cloud storage unless you save it to a flash drive. And then with Family Search, it is still necessary to come into the library. We are an affiliate library, which just means we have a little bit more information that you can access within the library than you could at home. But still, one of the best places to access the full Family Search collection is at a family history center. But we are a little bit better to find information within the library than you would from home, so just keep that in mind. We have not heard anything about having that affiliate status accessible from home, but if anything changes, we will let you know through the library website. And Family Search also allows for broad searching, and you can actually save these records on your Family Search account. You will need an account to use it, but it is free and it does not charge. And you are also allowed to use it at home, but it is limited in what you can and cannot access. And it will give you a little icon saying you must go either to a family search, a family history center, or an affiliate library for access to the record. So with Ancestry Library Edition, like I said, it allows for specific collections and broad searching. You cannot save to your personal account. A library subscription allows for access to international collections, and you must be within a Cobb County library or to access, you can access it from home with your own library card. Now, if you are outside of Cobb County, if you do have a library card, but it's not with Cobb County, you can check with your local library system wherever you have that card. And it is likely that they have the same access. I believe Ancestry is working with Galileo, and Galileo's help providing access for Georgia Public Libraries. So I would just check with your local library, but I would say it is likely that you have access at this time. So let me just take you to our page. And I'll just be jumping around for a moment. Yes, so today is July 16th, 2020. So you can see that we do have 7 libraries open right now. And then we're just scrolling down on the Georgia Room page. And we usually do have a Book of Genealogies program, but for right now, that is just a page marker until we can get back into libraries and help. And I actually passed it. All right, so you just click on this. And it will take you straight to our subscription with Cobb County Public Libraries. So you can actually begin searching. And I'm just going to show you really quick. This is my grandfather. And so just doing a general search, you can look over here and you can actually uh, broaden your results or narrow them. Um, I usually like to to narrow the location to the state, and that just helps me kind of get my bearings. And you can actually see public trees in these results. You can see uh, World War II draft cards. This would be through Fall 3 as well. You can see census records, and some of them are digitized, as you can see. And I always like to show the 1930 census because that was when he was going by his middle name. And when you hover over these details, you can see a transcription of that record. You can also access a little bit more if you click on the image. And with a little patience and a magnifying glass, you can actually pull a little more information through the digitized image than you would through the transcription. And when you search, when you click on it through the search, it will highlight your results through this way. And as you can see along the right, you can send the document home. So you can send it through your email and you can still access this transcription from home. You can print it out, or you can also save it that way just by doing the view printer friendly. And this is what it looks like when it prints. And you would just print it, and you can actually save it as a PDF. So, and if you go all the way down here, you can see a source citation and where the original data was found. And Ancestry has this for every single record, and I believe Family Search does as well. So you can always cite your information and go back to it. Just make sure to remember that citation. And this is just the main page for Ancestry. I wanted to show you that you can access a few different links. You can look at census records by date, their city directories, their obituaries, their pictures that people have uploaded. You can also look at the message boards, which are really informative to look through. It goes all the way down to counties in the states. Now, you can read through all of them, but you must have an Ancestry account to respond. You can use the Learning Center for research aids. It helps you with getting started when you're not sure how to research on this topic. You can also learn how to use different databases through here. It mainly focuses on Ancestry. You can go to charts and forms, and all of these are free to download. So this is especially helpful if you're trying to do the family tree by hand. The ancestral charts are free. You can look at family group sheets for census records, and you can show how far you've come with your research calendar. So with Ancestry, there's a lot that you can do with the database, especially when it's you have the library subscription, so you can spend days just working with Ancestry. Now, I will say that not everything should be taken as fact. You will still need to verify, but Ancestry is pretty good with citing where they found that information. All right, so I'm going to jump us back to the PowerPoint really quick. All right. So with Fold 3, it has military records, including the veteran VIRLS and pension records. It works with Ancestry accounts, but you do have to pay the extra cost for a personal one. It can be a little clunky with the search, unlike Ancestry, which is a Boolean search, so it searches everything that looks, sounds like, and seems similar. But with Fold3, it's very, if you if you misspell one name, that could mess up your entire search with Fold3. So it is something to keep in mind. If you're more comfortable, you can just search with Ancestry and then try and copy over that information when you're looking at Fold3. This is available from home all the time with a library card. There's no into this as of this time. You could always access Fold3 from home. But usually if you're searching through Ancestry and you click on a link to Fold3, sometimes there's a little mix-up when it will take you to a paid account page instead. So you will want to keep that in mind too. And that's just some miscommunication going on, but they are both free with your library card. All right, and let me just lead you here. There we go. Sorry, this one was always a little clunky to present. All right, so you are going to click down here. Fold3 is the third one down. And it is a little bit similar to Ancestry. You can see the banner at the top that says Library Edition at Cobb County Public Library. You can do your search through here. You can browse record collections. There's a lot of different things you can do with this database. You can look at Civil War stories. You can look at memorials that people have submitted. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're into military history. They also have their collections and help videos as well. If you have any issues with it, you can find it through here as well. Let's see. And with browsing, you can actually see a lot of what they have. You want to, like, for example, if you want to look at Revolutionary, it'll show you lists of publications, and it'll just keep going. And then by the end of it, it will show you digitized images of those records as well. So it is just something fun. If you know anyone who has a history paper due, this is also something they could use as well. Right. So let me just jump back briefly into the PowerPoint. So with Family Search, it's a little different because it is not provided by Ancestry. It is provided through the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It allows for broad searching similar to Ancestry, and it does save to your account. It has an enhanced search capabilities if through access from the libraries, but it may only be accurate up to a few generations. And again, as of this time, you must be in a Cobb County library for advanced access, but you can still access your account from home. Okay, and this is the last one. All right, so let me just jump down here and click on full. I don't know why I did that. Family Search. And you will just sign in here. And let me just move you over while I sign in really quick. All right, so this is my personal account. It shows who I've recently viewed. If I have a to-do list, this is just recommended resources, updates on people I've added to my tree, as people have added pictures. And what's different about Family Search from Ancestry is that Family Search is focused on making one large single family tree amongst everybody. So you can make your own family tree and it will try and connect you to others so it can show how everybody is connected. With Ancestry, you can just make your own tree. You don't have to connect with anybody. It's just for you and yourself and your family. But with Family Search, it does try and make just one big world tree. And you can see that with a few other genealogy websites as well. But Family Search does have quite a few resources that you can use. Their search is pretty extensive, and it does include digitized books as well. With memories, you can actually add photos of people. You can add family recipes. You can add a lot more information than you could with Ancestry. With your account on Family Search, you can actually preserve a lot of those family memories through the Family Search cloud so that other people can access it when they click on that person. Um, And for those of you who are just looking for something that isn't a family research, you can actually help with transcription and indexing projects through Family Search. You can actually do this through the National Archives as well. There's a lot of different um, transcription services needed with archives because there's so much information and they just do not have the manpower to do it. So if you're looking to help with indexing anything or transcription, Family Search is one place you can do that. And you can actually do activities. You can engage your family. You can engage all generations. And this is just one way to really engage in your family history and genealogy. So, and it does have a very similar search. Yep, and as you can see, it is they cannot do in person. And as you can see, it's similar to Ancestry, but it's either exact or not. You can also search by location. And the layout is a little bit different, but it does show a little bit more information right up front. It can show you if this record is attached to a tree. It can show you more details about the record, and sometimes if there's a little camera, you can see a digitized version of the document. Yep. And the transcribed information is right below as well. So it does show it to you as connected to a collection, so you can actually explore that collection a little bit more as well. Okay. And then this is the final time. We are going back. Oops. To the PowerPoint. So a lot more places you can look. These are free databases that we've come across. Find a Grave is a really big one. It is owned by Ancestry, but it's not under Ancestry restrictions. It's free from anywhere. You can look by cemeteries, names, locations. It's a really good resource just for looking through burials. And the international collections are free to use as well. If you're looking at African American genealogy, I've always been told that Afrogenesis is a really good starting point. They connect lots and lots of people through their forums. They can connect you to other locations and other collections. It's just a way that you can kind of get started to figure out where you want to look and what type of records you might need to check, in addition to census records, ownership records, things like that. And also with WikiTree, um, that is another one that where it's one single world tree, but it has a uh, we have one staff member who enjoys using it because of the extensive forums. So, and again, with genealogy, like coordination and interaction and communication, um, it's almost impossible to do genealogy alone because you never know who is looking at what you're already looking for or what you've already found, and it's really good to communicate pretty much with other people who may know a little bit more about it than you do, and they can usually point you into a place that you never expected. So these are just 3 of the free databases that I recommend outside of the big 3 that we are subscribed to. And you can actually see a few more African American databases that we have listed on the Georgia Room site. We try and pull from recommendations from our patrons. All right, thank you. And if you have any questions or further examples that you'd like me to focus on, you can just contact us through the Georgia Room page, as I showed you. And you can also email us. My email is Nelson, Nelson, the letter K, at cobbcat.org. And as it's listed right here. So if you need to email us directly, or you can also contact us through social media, with the library social media, and it will find its way. It will find its way to us. All right. Thank you for joining me.